Hey Stars fans, Colin Shuck sitting down with Phase I Draft pick Brandon Chabrier. And Brandon, you were the first pick in Phase I this year for the Stars. Does that hold any weight for you? Do you worry about that? And what were your feelings when you found out you were drafted?
I was very excited. Me and my family were very excited. Following in the footsteps of my neighbor, Dan Willett, he got drafted here. I think he was a second round draft pick, so I talked to him about it. He said he loved it here, so I was very excited.
And Dan Willett is the journeyman of all journeymen of the USHL. I think he has the record for most games played in USHL history. So what were some of the insights that he kind of bestowed upon you from finding out that you were drafted by USHL team, specifically Lincoln?
He said, get ready for a big, fast game. Not used to a big, fast game on Long Island, but he said it's very fun.
Speaking of fast, main camp came and went, and it's just a quick breath of air. And so for you, how was the speed of the game and adjusting to this level and being with a lot of guys that were returning veterans?
It was very fast and physical. It took me a while to get used to. I think the first period of the first game was it was a big eye opener. I was like, these kids are a lot bigger than I'm used to. So then the second period, I just tried to play my game and how I'm used to playing, and it worked out good.
So from being from Long Island, there's obviously a lot of NHL presence in that general area, and especially the Mid-Atlantic. But from a hockey culture standpoint, where do a lot of inspirations come from players from your area that jump into the sport?
I think the 97 group of the Long Island Gulls, like McAvoy, Bracco, Milano, all those kids that are in the NHL now, they were the big inspiration for the younger kids like us that grew up just watching them play with Dan Willett too. Growing up playing in the AYHL, they won the AYHL, so it's just watching them was just a big inspiration.
But for you, despite being, there's two parts to this. The first part is talking about players. A big inspiration for you is actually Erik Karlsson, not someone from the Islanders, Rangers, or Devils. So what was it about Karlsson and when he came onto the scene in his game that really drew you to him?
His offensive game is insane. The way he just brings up the puck, he controls the play, power plays, penalty kills. He's captain of the team, and that's really it.
Is it safe to say that you want to become like Erik Karlsson?
Yeah.
Just
play his game,
We talked before we got on camera, and I said, well, you're from Long Island. I assume you're probably an Islanders fan, but you went to the dark side for Long Island. Why did you pick the Rangers?
I grew up as a Ranger fan. My dad, my uncle, they brought me into the whole Ranger scene, so I couldn't really abandon the ship there.
So is your whole family from Long Island?
No.
So where are they all from?
My mom's from El Salvador. She's a Spanish lady. Doesn't look. I don't look Spanish, but my dad's Irish. He's from Long Island though, so that's why we live in Bayville. Yeah.
Also, having someone that's not from the U.S. that has a different kind of culture, how does that kind of mold into how your family celebrates holidays and kind of your standing on view in the world?
I mean, it doesn't really change the holidays. She just celebrates what we celebrate, but she tries and talks to me in Spanish, and sometimes I understand, but sometimes I don't. She tries and gets me to speak with her. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's really cool having a mom that's from a different country.
And my dad had a deaf sister, and so he didn't know sign language, but they'd make up their own kind of language.
Yeah.
Did you do kind of the same thing with your mom and
it's
trying to get through
Spanglish.
Yes.
It's Spanglish. That's the way in our house, yeah. If she tries to get us to speak Spanish, I just try and go a little English in there.
So let's get away from hockey a little bit, and I only wanted to touch on the Rangers versus Islanders for good reason.
Yeah.
But outside of hockey, you're a big lacrosse person, is that right?
Yeah, I like to play lacrosse in my school, Portage.
Okay.
I don't get a lot of playing time, but I like to just cheer on my team.
And you're, I like the way you phrased it. But you're from an area that, if you go a little bit further north, that's a big lacrosse hotbed, and getting to the Boston, Massachusetts area. Yeah. So, is there a big kind of hotbed on Long Island for lacrosse too?
It's getting very big on lacrosse. I think there's a couple of teams that are they won national championships. It's insane. The lacrosse scene is very big on Long Island now. What's
the one thing about Long Island that people think they understand, but they don't really understand?
Probably the culture of people. I don't know how to put it, but people the beach. They don't think people are the beachy people on Long Island. They think they're just isolated from everyone, but we're not.
I'm going to ask you a question that you told me not to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I'm from South Jersey. You're from Long Island. There's a lot of people in New York. How do people view North Jersey?
Just the other New York City people. They try to be the New York City people, but they're really not.
He said it, not me, for the record. What's your favorite kind of music?
I like country, but I like old style, like Billy Joel. I grew up listening to Billy Joel. He's from my area. He lives 10 minutes away from me. I ate pizza with him once. That's pretty cool. So
okay, how did you run in to have pizza with Billy Joel?
Me and my friend were walking into town to get pizza, and we walked in there, and we saw his motorcycle outside. So we're like, wow, maybe he's in there. We see him. We're walking to our table. He's like, you want to come sit with us? And I was like, I'm in. Sat with him, talked to him like a little bit. We just talked to him about like regular things, like his motorcycle, his music, and that was pretty cool.
Does that kind of give you an appreciation for someone that you grew up listening to and loving his music?
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. Just meeting him once, and like you can just tell he's such a nice guy. Very kind.
What's your top 3 Billy Joel songs then?
Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Piano Man, and that third one's a hard one. The Entertainer.
Okay, you went with all classics.
Yeah.
I'm a big Billy Joel fan, so there's a lot.
Or Ballad of Billy the Kid. Yeah, that's a good one too.
We could go on and on.
Yeah,
we won't bore you. We'll go away from this. Have you gotten yourself into the Fortnite craze?
A little too much. A little too much.
So okay, I've asked other people, what is it about Fortnite that's different from PUBG?
Honestly, just the building aspect of the game. Like, it's so fun just trying to get away from people. I mean, using the jump pad, flying across the map with your glider, it's so fun.
If you had $1 million to spend today on one thing or many things,
that's maybe a car.
Okay, $1 million on one car?
No, I would. $1 million on one thing?
No, it can be one thing or anything.
I'd probably just spend a little bit on a car, maybe save up the rest for college.
We'll get to it, even though you kind of skirted the question. Your favorite cartoon growing up?
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
I don't know why, but I just grew up watching that show and I thought it was so funny.
So you skipped over SpongeBob, Phineas and Ferb, all those, straight to Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
What is the one thing about you that a lot of your family members know about you that a lot of other people may not?
I'm a very nice guy, genuine guy. I mean, I'm very humble. On the ice, I'm not very humble. I like to yell and scream, try and get my point across. But yeah, I'm a very humble guy.
What are you most looking forward to as you head throughout the rest of the summer? It can be hockey related or not, but the one thing that you're really looking forward to this summer?
The 16s camp, national camp, trying to make the team to go to Slovakia. I'm really looking forward to that and hope I have a good performance there. And then maybe hanging out at the beach, trying to get a little tan.
Good luck with that.
No, exactly.
This is not a good idea for us.
No, definitely not.
Lather the sunscreen.
Exactly.
Brandon Chabrier, Phase I Draft pick from this year, joining me here on Stars TV.